Hey there YouTube, what's going on today? I've got a 2001 Subaru Forester and I'm going to show you what I would do on a pre-purchase inspection. Now with this video I'm going to focus more on the common faults of Subaru and this platform. After you get your obvious checks done, like jacking the car up, wiggling the wheel, grabbing it from side to side on top and bottom, feeling for wheel bearing, ball joints, tie rods, all that. Here's the other things I'd look for. Okay, so this is going to be a video of all the things that I would check on a first gen Forester if I was buying. I'll try to go from front to back. So even small stuff. So wiring harnesses, give them a jiggle with the headlights on. Okay, come over here, pull the spark plug boots out, look for oil. Try to do both sides. Those always leak. Obviously the belts and hoses, make sure there's no bulges and they're just as firm. Poke them all over. Okay, and then what else? I guess that's that. You can also run a voltage test on the alternator. These first gen Foresters have a problem with the ECU. You might have to override, cut a wire and ground it out. Look down in there, see the CV boots. Those always break on the inner joint there. And let's see over, yeah, there's the boot. You can also see if the transmission cooler lines are leaking from here. Also, with the engine warmed up, on this hose, it's common to leak if you move it around. This guy always leaks. I guess for under the hood, also you're going to want to go underneath and check for head gasket leaks. So, Subaru's kind of funny. Every oil leak it gets will funnel down to the exhaust right here. So I used to have a leak a long time ago and I fixed it. So it's gonna leak right there, on there. It'll leak, I think it's oil on the driver's side, and then usually coolant on the passenger side, right there. And then valve covers are on the outer side. Those always leak. Those are a quick job to fix. Also, make sure to check the coolant. It should be totally filled to the top when it's a cool engine. I'm not opening it right now. Open the door, check inside here. Look for any tears. Water gets in here and it messes with the door locks. Also the other side. It's gonna have the same deal. I did a awesome repair. That's me. What else does it have? For the interior, not much goes wrong on these, except for the clock. That's kind of an easy fix. You just find the blasted open wire on the circuit board and solder it. Easy enough. Okay, obviously check for rust in the windshield area. Like this is pretty bad. I'll deal with that one day. Come down here, check the pinch weld here all along for rust. This is let's see, fairly rust free, but it's under like that plastic cover. I look for dents in the frame. Roasted. Of course, on the drive test, listen for wheel bearings. That's very common to fail on these. Of course, in here for any oil. You can also see on the shock body there if there's any oil. Rear differential leaks are pretty common. You just look down here, see all the oil there's around those 2 bolts there. Just look for oil spat all over everything. I had a leak last year and it went away. I don't know. Also try the rear wiper sprayer. The tubes always break. Now, out of all the things I went over, head gaskets is going to be the biggest one you want to catch. And it usually leaks externally. Sometimes if somebody does a poor repair, it can leak internally first and then you don't see anything on the outside. So make sure to run it long enough that you can see what's going on. So make sure it runs smooth and idles smooth when it's hot and returns to idle when you give it some throttle and rev it up. Don't forget to try your AC. It's common that it leaks here and rubs. Obviously oil level, transmission fluid condition, just okay, let's see what I got. This is it's decent. Change it sooner or later. These engines tend to get oil black fairly quickly. I got another 700k on this one. I do 5,000 kilometers or 3,000 miles per change. This oil pressure sensor down here always starts leaking. They're very cheap. What else? I don't know. That's about it. I mean, you could bring a temp gun and test the heated window wiper. But it kind of goes, that kind of covers everything. Subaru's pretty solid car, besides that. Well, yeah, and the rear CV axles, I never really seen them fail, but that's always a possibility. Oh yeah, also it's very common for this all-wheel drive system to kind of grenade itself. So if you can, kind of, I don't know how you're going to do this, but you got to create a condition where you can spin the front wheels and have the all-wheel drive kick in, and you'll feel the rear kick in. But what happens is if you're on ice and you start spinning the wheels super quick, the all-wheel drive system notices the slip, but it locks right up with your rear wheel stopped. There's no like gradual engagement with the system, and it causes it to grenade itself inside, and they'll drive perfectly fine, but they won't be all-wheel drive anymore. That's one other thing to look for. Things just keep popping into my head. Well, yeah, that's about it. I mean, the issue with the alternator, you have a low battery all the time. I've just dealt with it. I'll fix that eventually. That's it. I hope you got something out of this video. Hit the subscribe button, rate, and, do your thing. Have a good one.